It's time for your statewide Alabama weathercast.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Drew McCombs with the Alabama Weather Network, and this is your morning statewide forecast update. And we've got some beautiful Skywatcher pictures as usual. Chris Brooks from Hueytown sent this one in of a developing a little shower or maybe storm there off in the distance, but probably most likely a shower there from Hueytown, but some blue skies around there and some of the sun rays coming through. Looks really cool there. And then from this morning, Joey Amberson in Oxmoor Valley, taking a shot, looking over the Oxmoor Valley and seeing a little bit of the low cloud cover and fog that we saw. And we have seen some fog kind of patchy fog across the state this morning, but nothing to reach the level of dense fog advisory criteria, but still some pretty good fog in some spots. Looking at our satellite and radar as we move through the morning here. So again, good bit of cloud cover over the northern part of the state as we have a cold front starting to advance into the far northern part of the state. You can see some of that right here with those clouds moving through there. A little bit more sunshine further towards the south. So we got a good bit of sunshine in some spots and some passing clouds here and there. And I had a few showers over in parts of Randolph County, Clay counties earlier this morning. Looks like those have cleared out now. Do expect we still will have a decent chance of some scattered showers in the southern part of the state as this cold front moves down to the south as we get later on into the afternoon. Looking at Dauphin Island, no clouds really around there, no fog to deal with there. Looking south towards the Gulf at 77 degrees, and you can see the dew points at 73 degrees. We'll see those dew points drop here over the next day or so as we get this cold front through here, and we got a little bit of a breeze out of the east around 4 miles per hour. Moving further towards the north, looking at Spanish Fort, looks like it's mostly cleared out now. Maybe still a few little low clouds off in the distance, but earlier had a decent bank of fog sitting over the bay, but that's mainly cleared out at this point at 79 degrees there, already almost 80 degrees. A little bit of a breeze, but not a whole lot. Moving further to the north, Jefferson, you got a few scattered cumulus clouds here, otherwise blue skies and beautiful looking shot there as we get in kind of the mid-morning time frame here. And then continuing further towards the north, similar thing in Alabaster where you've got, again, some scattered clouds and blue skies. It's 75 degrees there. And again, the dew point at 70. Again, we'll see those drop here coming up as we get further into the day today. Florence, 66 degrees for the temperature and the dew points at 64. So that far northwestern corner of the state, dew points are starting to drop a little bit. We still got plenty of low cloud cover along the front, but starting to see that dry air mass start to creep in, and the winds are coming out of the north-northeast and will eventually probably become a little bit more northwest. So as far as looking back to yesterday, so just talking about some low temperatures we saw yesterday morning, we actually set a few record daily high minimum temperatures yesterday, 3 different spots where basically it's the warmest low temperature that they've ever had for October 7th. So you can see Shelby County Airport hit 71 degrees, Tuscaloosa 71, and then Anniston 70 degrees. So definitely a very warm morning yesterday, waking up a little bit cooler though this morning generally. And again, we'll definitely see some cooler mornings coming up here after this cold frontal passage the next day or two. Looking at our Skywatcher reports from this morning, Cooper Richards and Rock Creek got to 66 degrees. Jason Reed and Trussville saw the same. Andy Klein and Helena got down to 67 degrees. Matt Nicholson and Oxford 68. And then Lucretia Wyatt and Pell City got down to 70 degrees. So a little bit of a cooler start. And you can see looking at the temperatures right now, we're in the upper 60s towards the very far northwest corner, 69 in Hamilton, 69 in Florence. It's 75 in Clinton. It's already 80 degrees in Montgomery. We've already hit 85 degrees, kind of hard to believe, but I guess we've got enough sunshine there in Andalusia. We're already at 85 degrees. So it's going to be still another warm day because, again, the front's way up to the north. So we'll expect another warm day, especially in the southern part of the state, but maybe not as much in the northern part of the state as the front moves through. Looking at the dew points, the moist, humid air mass still in place across most of the state. But again, that far northwest tip, we're starting to see things come down just a little bit. And we'll see a much bigger difference as we move on through the rest of the day today, and especially tomorrow. Again, forecast highs today may only get in the upper 70s in that northwestern corner with the front passing through. But again, mid-upper 80s very possible to the south part of the front. Now we'll expect a few scattered showers that might keep things a little bit lower in a few spots, maybe not get as warm if you get a shower right around the right time, but still could see some places approaching 90 degrees here in the far south part of the state, which is still pretty warm for this time of year. All right, so what we're watching for today and through the weekend, we're looking at isolated showers again today, again, mainly south, and also tomorrow. There's a few showers we could see tomorrow as the front doesn't quite clear the southern part of the state until later on tomorrow and into Friday, but mostly cooler tomorrow though, especially in the northern part of the state. And then by the time we get into the weekend, upper 40s in the northern part of the state, 50s in the southern part of the state. So it's going to be kind of some of the chilliest air we've seen so far this fall as we get into the weekend. Here's your future cast again, starting off in just a few scattered showers possible this afternoon as the front moves through. You see those wind arrows there with the northerly flow or the northwesterly flow coming in behind the front, a few scattered showers, mainly south of I-20 near the I-85 corridor down towards the southern part of 65 there, southeastern corner as well, near Dothan and Geneva could get a few. And as we get into tomorrow afternoon, some of the models trying to show a little kind of bubbling up of some activity there in the southwestern corner where we could actually get a few heavy downpours in places like Escambia County, down to Baldwin County, Mobile County. So we'll watch that because a couple models are trying to show that. So could get one more little dose of some heavy rain, maybe not super long lasting, but could get a little bit more there tomorrow afternoon. Again, most of the state, though, staying dry tomorrow afternoon as the front has cleared most of the state by then. And by the time we get into Friday, the front has pretty much cleared the entire state, and we expect to be pretty much dry across the board, and we'll really start that full kind of fall-like feel as we head into the weekend. Looking at the forecast dew points, you'll see, again, pretty quickly, the northern part of the state today gets very dry. Again, tomorrow, the front sort of stalls just a little bit, so we don't completely push that dry air farther to the south. By tomorrow afternoon. That's why we still have that chance of some rain down in the southwest. But as we get into later in the day and into Friday, then we kind of clear the state fully with that yellow color there with the lower dew points. And so we'll really feel pretty nice as we get into the weekend. Rain totals the last 3 days, not super helpful in most parts of the state. We have had a little bit more up towards the north where we've gotten over ½ inch in Coleman, more than an inch in Huntsville, but a lot of places have been around a quarter of an inch or maybe a trace. And again, in some of the areas that need it the most, they haven't gotten that much. Then down towards the south, right there in Baldwin County, is where we really had that heavy rainfall for a couple of days. But generally, again, most of the state has not done too well. And the precipitation outlook as we go into next week, not looking great. We're looking very dry. I mean, it's going to be nice and fall-like to start off the week, and we'll have a warming trend, but it won't be much in the way of precip or rain. And looking at the temperature outlook, again, this is the same time period, kind of mid next week, and past that, we're going to look to warm back up as after this little bit of a cool down as we go into this weekend. All right, here's your 7-day forecast. And again, for North Alabama, just a spot shower may be possible as the front pushes through, but generally dry and fairly cool as we get that front moving through, as the winds start to pick up and the dry air starts to move in. Then tomorrow looks really nice, sunny with highs in the low 70s. And then look at the weekend. Very nice out there, highs in the 70s, and look at the lows down in the low 50s. And this is the time period, Saturday morning, Sunday morning, that we could very well get into some upper 40s multiple times in multiple spots. And then as we head into Monday and Tuesday, you'll see that we start to moderate a little bit more, start to warm up a little bit more with the afternoon highs, but not a whole lot. So again, the forecast is looking pretty pleasant out there. And then for South Alabama, again, we retain that small chance of some showers and maybe a storm or two for the southern part of the state today. And again, that kind of far southwest corner for tomorrow, we expect to see maybe another little round of some heavy showers in a few spots. Then again, we start to dry out as we get into the weekend. And you can see those highs down into the upper 70s, low 80s, lows pretty commonly getting into the 50s across the southern part of the state as well. So looks like all of us across the state are going to get to enjoy a very nice weekend. Well, that is your forecast for the state of Alabama for this morning, and we'll continue to have updates going on for the rest of the day here on the Alabama Weather Network.